We begin with breaking traffic news tonight. Live pictures. You're looking live right now. Southbound I-95, where there has been a multiple vehicle accident in these southbound lanes along the I, right near Blue Heron Boulevard, creating this very large backup.
Let's get right to Rachel Lee for how this will impact your evening commute. Rachel.
It's going to impact it significantly as I-95 is shut down southbound if you are heading towards Blue Heron Boulevard. We do have some alternate routes set up. If you are traveling on I-95, you're going to want to exit no later than PGA Boulevard. Now, you can always exit at PGA Boulevard. I would take the turnpike. Now, you can hop on. Once you get to the turnpike, you can hop on to, you can take it to Blue Heron Road. You can get back onto I-95 at Blue Heron Boulevard because the accident is north of the Blue Heron Boulevard exit. So you can always take the B line to I-95. That's your time saver traffic.
Rachel, thank you very much. Just 3 hours ago, the world got a first look at the new prince. However, more than 24 hours after his birth, we still don't have a name.
The new family welcomed with cheers as they left St. Mary's Hospital just a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, it's very emotional. It's such a special time. I think any parents, I think, will probably, to be know what this feeling feels like. So.
Very special. Oh, we've done that already.
Yes, he's done the first interview already.
It's good.
It's very, very good.
A very excited crowd there surrounding the royals. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge walked down those same steps where Diana, Princess of Wales, and Prince Charles gave the world its first sighting of Prince William 31 years ago. William and Kate joked with reporters, as you witnessed a moment ago, and the residents there about what it's like being parents for the very first time. You heard that soundbite just a moment ago. Well, like any dad, William carried the baby out into the car. You see him there putting him in the back of an SUV. William, Kate, and the prince loaded up a Range Rover there with security in tow and left that hospital for Kensington Palace. Coming up in just 30 minutes from now, we're going to have a live report on all of the royal happenings from London. Jay?
All right, Shannon, thank you. In Washington today, the National Transportation Safety Board looked at a Treasure Coast bus tragedy as a way to improve student safety going forward. News Channel 5's John Shaman is standing by up on the Treasure Coast with more on this developing story that stretches from our area all the way to Washington, D.C. John.
It was here back in March of 2012 when a St. Lucie County school bus and a sod truck collided. In the collision, 9-year-old Aaron Beauchamp, a student at Francis K. Sweet Elementary, was killed. Now this morning, the NTSB, in talking about a fatal school bus crash in New Jersey the month prior, cited how much information they learned on bus safety from the St. Lucie County crash because of the 4 cameras that were recording at the time of the accident. It allowed investigators to better determine how passengers are affected by side impact crashes and the importance of using seatbelts if they're on a bus. Now, one note that did come out was that while Aaron Beauchamp was wearing his seatbelt, investigators say his seat essentially collapsed on impact.
This loss of integrity of the seating system likely contributed to the fatal injuries sustained in the Port St. Lucie accident.
19 other students were injured in the accident. The school bus driver, Alfred Hazen, did not face criminal charges. He pleaded no contest to a traffic citation and lost his job with the district. Now, the NTSB today made 12 new safety recommendations, among them recommending that NHTSA, the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, develop what's called connected vehicle technology for all vehicles, where your position on the road and your speed would be transmitted to other vehicles to help prevent intersection crashes. Now, as for the Beauchamp family, they do have a wrongful death lawsuit pending against the trucking company and its driver. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock, we will talk to the school district. We'll hear from them, get their reaction, as well as talk to a gentleman who remembers this crash as if it were yesterday and what other recommendations were made today by the NTSB that perhaps your kids might see come this fall. We're live in St. Lucie County. John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Well, we have a developing weather situation in the tropics. Tropical wave getting a little bit stronger. Hurricane Center now giving it a 60% chance of developing the next 48 hours. Here's a look at it. It moved off the coast of Africa on the weekend and yesterday, and it is definitely looking a little bit more impressive than it did. The computer models are not real aggressive in developing this into a depression or a storm, but it's definitely one to watch as we head through late July. It has the potential to develop into something later this week. Here's a look outside with the camera, and you can see it's pretty pleasant. There are a few showers, though, moving across South Florida, and a few rumbles of thunder. Actually, John Shaman up on the Treasure Coast is very close to one. That's along 95 and the Turnpike around Okeechobee and Midway. We have a weak thunderstorm cell there. Doesn't have a lot of punch to it. A little quieter across Palm Beach County. I'll have your full forecast through the week coming up.
Steve, thank you. Tonight, we are waiting for an update on the condition of 3 people injured in a serious crash near Boynton Beach Boulevard. Police say they were attempting to pull a Mercedes over when the driver just sped away. Police say that driver exited the Hypoluxo Road ramp quickly, hitting a Honda and a Mustang as well. The impact caused that Mustang to flip over. The Mercedes then burst into flames. The driver of the Mercedes had to be taken into police custody in this case. No word yet on the charges the driver could now be facing tonight. Still no answers on who may have robbed an armored truck or tried to rob an armored truck this morning at the Bank of America in suburban West Palm Beach. Deputies say a suspect or suspects fired shots at the guard about 8 o'clock this morning at the bank there on Okeechobee Boulevard and Jog Road. The guard was able to get away unharmed. Moments later, witnesses say law enforcement surrounded a home at a nearby neighborhood and apprehended one person believed to be connected to the attempted robbery.
I saw a young gentleman standing on the sidewalk and a car and police yelling at him to do different things to make sure that there was no gun, and he surrendered basically.
No word on whether that person will face any charges in this case. The FBI says they are not commenting at this time.
Boynton Beach Police tonight putting a plea out to the public for someone to come forward in the April 29th murder of David Braff. He was found shot to death in the back of a black Nissan parked in the 1500 block of Southwest 8th Street. The Nissan was not his. Witnesses told police they saw 2 men leave the Nissan and get into Braff's Ford Explorer. Detectives believe those men are likely Boynton Beach residents. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-273-TIPS. The Texas principal accused of soliciting a teen for sex in Boynton Beach will not be getting out of jail anytime soon. News Channel 5's Brian Anton was in court as new information was revealed about Stephen Paulson's past.
Last week, Stephen Paulson's attorney told me that he would ask for a $100,000 bond in federal court today for his client, but today he agreed to keeping him locked up. This after the prosecutor just yesterday files a bombshell. These letters from the Arlington, Texas school district where Paulson was a principal. According to a letter from the elementary school technology manager, he found porn described as 15-year-old boys back in February of last year on Mr. Paulson's iPad. He talked to the then principal about it, but Paulson said it must have been a special needs neighbor who used his iPad on the weekends and visited those sites. Paulson will be back in federal court here in West Palm Beach next month. Of course, he's facing those charges from Boynton Beach of soliciting a minor. In downtown West Palm Beach, Brian Anton, WPTV News Channel 5.
Right now, the Florida Highway Patrol continues to investigate a deadly crash in the southbound lanes of I-95 near the Okeechobee Boulevard exit. Investigators say a pickup truck hit a pole. You can see that pickup truck in the ditch in the background of this shot here. No other vehicles were involved.
New information tonight about what Palm Beach County parents can expect when it comes to security at their children's schools next year. The district telling News Channel 5 that elementary schools will have an additional 24 full-time police officers. That comes out to be about 1 officer for every 3 schools. Students return to school on August 19th. Dozens of dogs come into Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control every single day. The director there says adopting them out is getting a lot tougher. News Channel 5's Ryan Calhoun shows you why.
Letty is being turned in for adoption.
With my schedule, and then they're already like threatening me with the condo association. My landlord's already calling me.
Is it because they don't allow dogs?
Big dogs.
Diane Suave of Animal Care and Control says owners give similar excuses every day when they bring their dogs into the center.
We are bursting at the seams, and we literally don't have enough room.
Already this year, 4,251 dogs have been brought into Animal Care and Control. 1,528 have been euthanized. Diane says fewer may be euthanized if an influx of dogs from other states weren't brought into the county.
Instead of running here and doing your resources here and here and here, take those resources and say, what are the problems in our community?
Diane says she's not referring to those dogs that come from natural disaster areas, but puppy mills in other ways.
You see that a puppy mill or something's had a big bust. And everybody runs to the rescue, and they want to save those animals.
This leaves abused dogs or other animals up for adoption for a very long time, sometimes too long.
When animals get sick and we can't get a rescue group to take them, we have no alternative but to euthanize at that point.
Diane hopes one day she can stop euthanasia at Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control. She just doesn't know how long it will take to have that happen. I'm Ryan Calhoun, WPTV News Channel 5.
Right now, it is day 8 of the Dream Defenders Capitol protests. They continue to rally outside of Governor Rick Scott's office. Today, the group announced they will hold a mock legislative session since the governor said he will not call a special legislative session. The protesters want a special session to consider a Trayvon Martin Civil Rights Act, which includes revisiting Florida's Stand Your Ground law. The American Civil Liberties Union wants state officials in Massachusetts and Florida to look into the death of a Chechen man. 27-year-old Ibrahim Todashev was shot and killed by an FBI agent in May at his Orlando home. He was about to be questioned about a triple murder in Massachusetts and his relationship with deceased Boston bombing suspect Tamerlan Tsarnaev. There are conflicting reports about exactly what happened and whether or not Todashev was armed. A law enforcement official says the shooting was justified and done in self-defense because the agent felt threatened.
Tomorrow, attorneys for John Goodman will be in court. His defense attorneys want to move his new trial out of Palm Beach County because they claim the publicity surrounding the case will make it impossible to find an impartial jury. Goodman's conviction for DUI manslaughter and the death of 23-year-old Scott Wilson was overturned after a juror claimed that he withheld information. Goodman is expected to be in court. Right now, we are expecting a press conference any moment now out of New York City. New York City mayoral candidate Anthony Weiner admitting that he sent additional explicit photos and text messages to a woman online. Again, we are awaiting this press conference where Weiner is expected there at the podium to speak. This new lewd correspondence was posted Monday by the gossip website The Dirty. The woman involved has not been identified as of now. You may remember that Weiner resigned from Congress back in June of 2011 after acknowledging having sexual conversations with a lot of women. He asked for a second chance from voters in this attempt to run for New York mayor now, New York City mayor. He had pledged that he was a changed man, so the timeline and what is revealed in this press conference certainly crucially important.
In Washington right now, the National Transportation Safety Board listening to the black box recorder conducting an investigation into how the nose gear on a Southwest flight collapsed, causing that plane to have a hard crash landing at New York's LaGuardia Airport last night. The NTSB, you see it there, reviewing the tape, interviewing crew members, sifting through flight logs and maintenance records. Boeing and the Federal Aviation Administration also investigating. 10 people of 150 passengers and crew on board from Nashville suffered minor injuries. That's it from the live desk. Now back to you.
All new at 5. We'll go inside the Versace mansion as it's up on the auction block. A live report up next.
Plus, a local 15-year-old will be charged as an adult. The horrific crime he is accused of committing.
And all new at 5:30, real grass or fake grass? That's the debate city officials are having about the waterfront in West Palm Beach. And their decision could cost you in the end.
Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel has your most accurate weather forecast in just minutes from now, plus an update on that breaking traffic news that shut down part of I-95 near the Blue Heron Bridge, or Blue Heron Boulevard, rather. Southbound lanes affected on this. We'll have an update in moments from now.